Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about a topic that is really close to my heart, but also will hit home with a lot of you out there, which is crash diet, fad diet. Why does it never freaking works? Well, every time I try one of those, I end up binging and gaining all the weight back as soon as it's over. So I'm going to explain exactly why it doesn't work, but also what to do instead. And by that, I mean that I will introduce you to my method that helped me lose 25 plus pounds of fat in about 6 months or less without starving myself, without saying goodbye to my favorite food, and of course without gaining it all back once the process was over. So again, just to show you that I'm not full of shit and that I actually know what I'm talking about, here is my transformation. So before, I would be using fad diet, military diet, keto diet, whatever, and just crash diet when I would eat as little food as I could and crazy intense workouts, which never led to anything. And then this is me after, once I finally started to figure out that I needed a sustainable approach, that I needed a healthy diet and a healthy amount of workout as well. And once I made these changes, it only took me 4 to 6 months to lose all the fat. So let's get right into it.
Right, so let's get straight into why your crash/fad diet didn't work, doesn't work, will never work, and how to finally use nutrition in a smart way to lose the weight. Why it doesn't work. It promises quick weight loss, but the reality is far from what they claim, because sure, you will see initial results. Like, trust me, I have tried hundreds of crash diet, hundreds of fat diet, just name it, I've tried it. But it comes at a cost, meaning that you will lose muscle, and you will lose water as well. And the longer you do it, the more harm you do to your metabolism. It's going to slow down your metabolism if you don't eat enough. You'll also have some nutrient deficiencies, which we don't want, and that's going to mess up your relationship with food altogether. So yeah, not good. You are going to lose a lot of water, which is why you'll feel like it's going to work, like the lose 10 pounds in 10 days is going to work, because you are going to, there is salt in most ingredients, right? And salt will retain water because it's its job and because your body needs that. And if you eat less food, you consume less salt, so you are able to retain less water, which means that when you weigh yourself the next morning, you don't have as much more water as you are used to. So you feel like you're losing weight. You're losing weight, you're just losing water. So the moment you will eat like you used to, you will gain that salt back, which will retain that water as your body needs, and you'll get all the way back. And if it's been restrictive, as it's going to be, if it's been restrictive, you're going to eat so much that you will, there's a switch it's just a switch. Once you're over with those fad diet, restrictive diet, you just go back to normal and you just eat everything because, oh my God, I missed that so much. And that's where you gain more weight than you lost in the beginning, and you gain more weight than what you were before that diet. So I wanted to show you a quick picture. Well, actually 2 pictures. So I went from a normal healthy weight, as you can see on the left. That was me when I was at uni. And I could have been more toned just if I had gone to the gym and lifted weight. Like, it would just have changed my body. I wouldn't have needed to lose pounds necessarily. I would just have switched. Anyways, if I had gone to the gym, I wish I knew what I know now, but if I had gone to the gym, I wouldn't have gone through all the problems that I have been. So I went from that to borderline underweight. I think at some point I was. And I was eating less than 1,000 calories per day. I cannot tell you how bad it is for you. If you're doing that right now, go see someone, talk to me. This is not good for you. My mom said at some point that hugging me felt like hugging a skeleton, and she didn't like it. I lost my periods for many months. I lost my hair, I lost so much hair. And obviously I had no energy whatsoever to do things. But as you can see in this picture, I was bloated all the time from not eating enough food, and I had no curves whatsoever. As you can see, it was not good. The crash diet I was on was way too restrictive, as you can tell, and it made me impossible to stick with it for a long time. So I think I went with that for like the summer, and I started binging at that time. But yeah, anytime I would try to eat a normal amount of food, like back to what my body actually needs, because it needs, like I'm tall, I need more than this amount of calories per day. And so I would gain weight. As I said, I would eat more salt, regain water, and I panic and restrict again. So that was the cycle I was stuck on in 2019, I think. Then came the binge slash restrict cycle. So I gained all the way back and more. I gained I think I at least doubled the weight I was before, like from when I started the photo I showed you to when I was there, and it only happened in like a couple months. So I went from almost underweight to clearly overweight in just like it happened end of October, November, December, and that's a picture I took on the 1st of January of 2019, and I was like, okay, I'm done with that. And I tried to go back to military diets, and if you know what I mean, if you know what the military diet is, I'm really sorry. But of course, it didn't work at all. I couldn't do it for more than a few days, if at all. But luckily, I decided to try another way. I chose the sustainable approach. I was terrified. Like, again, luckily, I was terrified of losing my periods again. I remember telling my grandmother about it, and she was like, there is a problem. If you haven't had your periods in like, I don't know how many months, there is a problem. You should be concerned. I don't know what you're doing, but stop it. And that was the only sign for me that something was wrong with the approaches I had in the past. So I decided that I was going to make it gradual, sustainable, even though I really felt like, when you want to lose weight, you have that rush of, I want to lose weight now. I want to go as fast as I can to my dream weight. But I realized that this never worked before. This wasn't working. So I needed to have a balanced diet, and I needed to be patient, which I freaking hate, but I had to. Yeah, loud sighs. Anyway, so here is exactly how I lost over 25 plus pounds. Oh yeah, of course. You can see the progression. So on the left, you can see I was a healthy weight. If I had gone to the gym, it would have been great. Then I became skinny fat, and it was awful. Then I gained all the weight back, and then I slowly lost it over the course of 6 months. And then that's me now. Pretty happy with it. I'm going on a cut again, but that's for another video. So here's what I did to lose 25 plus pounds of fat in about 4 to 6 months. So we're just going to talk about the nutrition aspect today, because you guys had a lot of questions on this Instagram. So obviously there is the workout that goes into it. I did a combo of weight training and some cardio, mostly walking. And yeah, sustainable weight loss is not about quick fixes. It's about making gradual, healthier lifestyle changes that you can still have once you've reached your dream body. It involves a balanced diet, it involves regular exercise, as I said, but also adequate sleep and, managing your stress level. In that game, consistency is key. And we all know that fat loss, like I'm really making it really like simplifying it, but the main equation is calories in versus calories out. If you are consuming more calories than you are spending, you're gaining weight. If you are spending more calories than you're eating, you're losing weight. With, it doesn't happen exactly that way because your body is not a machine, but that's the main thing. Like if you have that in mind, if you know that, that's the main thing, right? So I created a healthy deficit. I don't know. Anyways, I weighted about 82 kilos for 175 centimeters when I started. I decided that I would exercise 3 to 5 times per week. And so I calculated it using the NASM body weight planner that I will link down below to calculate the numbers. That was my maintenance. Now it's roughly my maintenance. Again, body is not a machine, so it depends. Maybe you're moving a bit more that day and you're spending more. Maybe you're moving a bit less. It was just maintenance, and that's what I used. And I found that a 10 to 15% deficit was the most efficient for me, because I would keep my curves, I would keep my curves, I would have energy, I would not lose my periods. This is the most important part. And I would lose the fat, and over time it happened gradually, and it was like almost like I found a secret code to fat loss. And I had done a lot of research. As you know, I'm a certified personal trainer, so I did a lot of research alongside my certification. And research does suggest that you should go for like 250 to 450 calories deficit anyways, especially if you want to keep your periods. So to me, that equated to eating between 2,025 calories per day to 2,250 calories per day. So I decided to eat in that range. Like, it wasn't just a number, it was a range. That way, if some days I was less hungry, which does happen, I would eat like about 200 and 2,150 calories, but on other days I would be a bit hungry and I would need a snack. So sometimes there was a banana and a piece of chocolate, sometimes it would be some ice cream, anything that would equate to around like this amount of calories that I was, just to stay in that range. And just so you know, that is a lot of food. Like, 2,100 calories is a lot of food compared to the 1,000 I was on previously. And then I just kept on adjusting. So as I lost weight, my body maintenance, my maintenance like in calories was obviously lower. So as I was going down, I would also reduce my intake. But it wasn't every week, right? So it was, I don't know, every 3 weeks maybe, I would just see where I'm at in terms of like body fat, body weight. And then I would be, okay, my maintenance is just slightly lower. So let me see what's the new range I should be at. And yeah, it may take you longer to lose the pounds. I recommend, and research recommend, from 1 to 2 pounds per week. Maybe more if you're on the higher side of the overweight or obese scale. Um, but for my range, I knew that 1 to 2 pounds per week was actually great. It was sustainable. And as I said, I never gained it back. This picture is from May, but I've had this body for a longer time. As you can see, like, I had a previous, like, for at least a good year. I had that for at least a good year, even a year and a half. Okay. Now, let's talk about nutrients, especially proteins. It is an essential nutrient for your body for muscle repair, I can't say that word, so you read it, and overall health. So you want to learn about high quality protein sources to maintain a balanced and nutritious diet. So as I was in a deficit, I made sure that I had at least 20 grams of proteins for each of my meals. Because if you're eating at a deficit, it's great, right? But if you're also making sure that you have enough protein, you will not end up skinny fat. You will have, like, again, it will keep you fuller for longer. And as you're going to the gym and working out, it will help with muscle repair. So that's absolutely why you want to get in check your protein intake. The right quality of food is key when it comes to fat loss and even maintaining afterwards. So it was essential. And I wanted to show you something. Again, another picture. So as I told you before, that had I just gone to the gym and lifted weight and eaten enough protein, I would have just changed the way my body looked without necessarily losing weight. So on these two pictures, I weigh around 67 kilos on both. And you can see I have absolutely no definition on the left picture. And I mean, of course, I'm posing and stuff, but you can tell that I feel much happier in the body I have on the right than on the left, and it's the exact same weight. It's just the body fat percentage that made a huge difference. And the way I did that was by eating enough protein, I said, and research suggests that it's 1.2 to 1.6 grams of proteins per kilo of body weight. That's how much you should have. So for me, when I was starting on my fat loss journey, I think it was between 90 to 120 grams. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it was. So, about 100, 110 grams. And that's not a huge amount. It's easily attainable. All you gotta do, oh yeah, I wrote it down, 98 to 121. Oh, I'm good at memory. So yeah, my favorite sources were like white meat. So I I like chicken much more than red meat. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but it's your personal preference. I like protein powder for my breakfast and my snacks. That was great. Either an oatmeal smoothie or just protein shake. That was perfect. And it would get me like 20 to 30 grams of protein and high protein bar again and eggs. And that's kind of like I figured my favorite and kept on with that. Just consistency, right? And the last huge tip I wanted to talk about is my 75 to 25 approach. You've heard it, and it's not like the reason why we talk about it so much in this community is because it freaking works. When it comes to dieting, you don't want to get rid, and yeah, you don't want to get rid of the food you enjoy, and you don't want to get rid of going out, you don't want to get rid of birthday cakes. Why would you? So, my point was, let's say I have 4 meals per day. I kind of have 5 because I have like a snack and a dessert as well. But anyway, let's say I had 4 meals per day. That means that 3 of them had to be healthy, high protein, and then the last one, whichever I wanted, as long as it fitted my calorie intake of the day, not my macros, my calories, could be less healthy, could be something that my soul wanted. If it was pizza, if it was donut, cinnamon rolls, pancakes, whatever it is, if I wanted that, I could have it. And that meant that every day I had something that I actually wanted. Even though like I found some great healthy high protein food. I love avocado toast. That's something I eat every day almost. I love oatmeal. I love protein pancakes. That's one of my favorite and a great like excuse to put pancakes on the healthy part of the approach. And yeah, I love omelets and I just big salads. Like I found healthy recipes that I could stick to and that I actually liked, and I would throw in every day some food that made me happier, like ice cream, donut, burgers, and so on. So yeah, it's just to me the easiest way to go. As long as it fit your calorie intake, you're good to go. And again, the way I calculated it, so the way I tracked it was using the MyFitnessPal app. That's one of my favorite, and it's a staple for a lot of people in the fitness community, and that's not for nothing. So there you have it, the truth behind why crash diet fail and how you can achieve sustainable weight loss. I'm struggling to talk today. So, and I really wanted to say, if losing 25 plus pounds of fat in less than 6 months without starving yourself, without giving up on your favorite food, without spending hours on the treadmill, and without gaining it all back once the process is over is something you're interested in, then I highly invite you to book a call with me below. This is going to be the first link down below. And we'll see if you are the right fit for my program, because I don't work with everybody, and then I'll get you started. And if it doesn't work, if you don't actually lose weight, I will refund you in full. That's how freaking confident I am in my program.
All right, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please tell me in the comments below. Subscribe if you want more nutrition and fitness tips, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.